Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you my spring makeup routine, and I've had a lot of questions on how I do this makeup look, especially on Instagram. I do this look a lot, and I've been doing it for the past month or so, a lot. The only thing that I change is the lip colour sometimes, and I'll show you what this look looks like with different lip colours towards the end. But I hope you enjoy it, and I hope it's detailed enough, and I hope I can explain it to you guys who always ask how I do my eyeliner or how I do my eyebrows, or any questions you may have. Then they'll all be answered in this video, and I hope you enjoy it. So I'm going to start by applying some Clarins Moisture Hydro Matte Lotion, which is basically a matte moisturizer, and I think this works really well for the spring summer. And I'm going to apply some lip balm so that by the time I come to do my lips, they're nice and moisturized. So next comes my Bobbi Brown corrector. This is Light Peach. I know a lot of you already know that I love this because I use it in almost every single tutorial, and it's just one of those products that you just have to have. I'm going to move on to foundation, and I'm using the NARS She Glow in medium 1 Punjab. You guys know that I love this foundation. It's basically genius in a bottle. It covers really well, it feels really light on the skin, it doesn't feel cakey at all, it blends really well, and it just looks really good in photos as well and video. I find that every time I wear this foundation for filming videos, I get a lot of questions asking me what foundation I'm wearing, and it's always NARS She Glow. If I know I'm going to be filming a video, then it's always NARS She Glow because it just looks amazing on camera. Already the face is beginning to look a lot more flawless and covered, and I have this big massive blemish here that you probably just saw, and it's covered it really well. It needs a little bit of concealer still, but for a foundation it's actually covered it really well. I'm going to move on to concealer to conceal any blemishes that I may have. A little bit on that blemish, a little bit on this spot and scar. I do tend to have quite a lot of scarring on my face because I tend to break out all the time, and it just leaves a lot of scars. Even when I don't even pick it, it just leaves a lot of scars. And then I'm going to use the same foundation brush and just pat, pat, pat. I'm not going to drag it around, I'm just going to do like patting motions to pat it into the skin. Now I'm going to take my concealer. This is the Maybelline Eye Eraser, and I'm going to use that for my under eyes. Like so, just put like triangles underneath there. And then on top of that, I'm going to put the MAC Prep and Prime Highlight Light Boost, and it's the yellow one. So just a few clicks of that. I'm just going to put that on the inner corners there, because that's going to really help bring light to the under eye area, because the concealer is a little bit of a lighter shade, but it doesn't bring like a highlighting glow to the under eye area, but this one does. So down the T-zone like that and across the forehead, so you can like highlight this area. Cupid's bow, a little bit on the chin, just a little bit around the nose, just to bring those dark areas forward a little bit, and just a tiny bit on the mouth. You don't need a lot. So once I put that all on, I'm going to blend it in with a, I'm not actually sure because this has rubbed off. It's a Real Techniques brush, and it's this one. I'm pretty sure it's a contouring brush, but I'm going to use it for blending in my concealer. So again, just using dabbing motions, because you don't want to shift any of that corrector or foundation that you've just applied. You just want this to nicely sit on top and just blend in a little bit. You don't want it to move your foundation or your corrector around. I'm going to go in and set it. I'm going to use the One Heck of a Blot by Soap & Glory, my Holy Grail powder. Even though I think that, as you can tell, it's nearly finished. After I've finished this one, I'm going to try something else, because I've been using this for like years now, and I just think it's time for a change basically. And I'm thinking I might go for the coffee playing with a squeaky toy. I'm thinking I might go for the Too Faced, I think it's called the Poreless Foundation, Poreless Powder. I think I'm gonna go for that one. Might go pick that up tomorrow or something actually. I actually like to contour even before I do anything else because that's just what I like. I'm gonna use the NARS Laguna bronzer and the NARS, I think it's called an ITA brush, ITA, and just apply that to the hollows of my cheeks. And this brush is perfect for doing this. It just creates a nice defined contour shade. To apply some on the jawline as well, because I just think it defines the jawline and makes it a lot stronger. I think it's a Suzi brush. It looks like a 224 tapered brush. I'm going to take that contour down the sides of my nose. So moving on to the eyebrows, which is probably the most asked question on Instagram of how I do my eyebrows. Even though I've done a couple of eyebrow tutorials, I always kind of change the way I do it. So I'm gonna update you all on how I do my eyebrows. So basically, let me just zoom in first so that you can actually see my eyebrows. Taking the Soap and Glory Actuary. This is the skinny one. They do a fat one and a skinny one. Basically the skinny one comes with a spoolie on the end, and the fat one comes with a, this is the fat one which has been chewed up by coffee. Comes with an ink pen on the end. I'm going to just pull my eyebrows slightly and draw the bottom line. Like so, and that just helps start the process and make sure that my eyebrow is defined and the shape that I want it. Pins and needles, pins and needles. Just gonna go in and fill in the rest of the eyebrow very lightly, using light-handed strokes. I'm not sure if you can tell, but even though I've filled in my eyebrows and I've blended it out, I actually have gaps in my eyebrows, especially like these areas, because I have sparse eyebrows and I have gaps anyways. So what I'm going to do is use the Illamasqua Precision Brow Gel. This is in the colour Strike, and I'm going to apply this gel to those sparse gap areas just to fill it out and make it look even basically. So once my eyebrows are done, I'm going to apply some brow mascara, a brown one, just because my hair's a lot lighter now. Even though I quite like the dark eyebrows because it goes with my roots, I'm just going to soften them a small amount. This is the MAC Eyebrow Waterproof Brow Set in Red Chestnut. So moving on to my eyes, I actually haven't been wearing a lot of eyeshadow recently. If I could, I normally go eyeshadow free, but because I wear quite a strong bold lip, I've been contouring the eyes with a matte brown eyeshadow, and I'm using the MAC Cork, and as you can tell, it's well loved. Basically MAC 217 brush. So as you can see, just a little bit. Let me zoom you in. So just the tiniest amount, just to give the crease some definition, and it'll look a lot nicer as well once I put on my false eyelashes. And then I'm going to use the Suzi 228 brush, and I'm going to blend that out. Not sure if you can tell the difference that this eye has been slightly contoured and this one hasn't. As you can see, this one looks a lot more in depth and a lot more just put together, because this one obviously looks really bare here. And this one just blends in with the contouring a little bit as well, so it just gives a nice finish. So I'm just going to put it on this side as well, starting on the outer corners and then just dragging it in. On a small crease brush, this is the Suzi 230, I'm going to apply it to the bottom outer half of my eye. This just blends it in with the top, and it just creates a lot more depth, and again just makes the eye look more polished and finished. And just blend it into the top eyeshadow so that it blends together. Next up, shadow has finished. I'm actually going to take my Sephora eye crayon in gold, and I've been using this a lot. Basically I'm going to take it on to the inner lower tear duct area and just pop that on there like that for a little bit of highlight and a little bit of colour. With that on, I'm going to set it with the MAC, this is Gold Mine eyeshadow, and it's like a really nice gold colour. And this is just an Illamasqua crease brush. I'm going to set it, and this will just make it last longer. Once my eyelashes are curled, I'm going to go in with my liquid eyeliner, and this is the part where I really wanted to show you guys, because I get a lot of questions on how I do my eyeliner and how I always get it even, or sometimes you guys might say it's perfect, but to me it's not perfect. But I just want to show you guys and do like a proper in-depth showing. So basically I'm using the 24-hour tattoo pen liner. So basically how I start is I look at myself in the mirror straight on, and I determine where I want my flicks to go. So today I want them to go just quite straight and out and up a little bit. Then what I normally do is draw it on the other side as well, just so I know that they're both even and that they're both going the same direction. This one's a little bit lower, so I can adjust that, and I think that's quite good, they're quite even. And then this is when I start actually drawing my eyeliner. So I always look down into a mirror and always start at the center, and then from the center I draw one stroke like that, so I kind of know where my eyeliner is gonna go. And then from here I blend it all the way up. Can you see what I just did? I just dragged it along and then blend it all the way to the center. And then once that's done, I go in and finish the inner corners by doing small strokes. And then once I've got kind of like the whole shape, I take this again and go over the whole thing again. So that's how I do my eyeliner. And then now I've got this big gap, because obviously my eyelids are quite thick, so I kind of need like a thick eyeliner to make it look balanced, because when I do a thin eyeliner it just doesn't really suit me. It does nothing for my eyes. So now I'm going to go back in and fill in that gap like this. You can still see the lash line, it's still like a nude flesh colour. I'm just going to take my pen and go from underneath my eyelashes and just push it into the roots of my eyelashes. Like so. Can you see how just more defined and more dramatic that looks? And then the inner corners, I always bring them in, just because I think it suits my eye shape a lot more. Like that in the inner corners. And there you have my eyeliner technique. Now that I have both eyes fully lined, I'm going to take my eyeshadow if I can find it. Here it is. This is the MAC Espresso. It's basically a dark brown. And what I'm going to do is place that on the outer lower half where I applied that cork. I'm going to apply it to the lash line just to give it more definition. And can you just see how much more defined that one looks compared to that one? And now it's time for mascara. I'm going to use my Clinique bottom lash for my bottom lashes, and then on the top I'm going to apply some falsies and then apply my Benefit roller lash. My eyelashes are done. Basically it's choosing what colour lip. Recently I've been using nude, which is my Rimmel Nude Delight. I've been doing a ombre lip, which I always tend to do now and again. Or I've been using my number 10 Sephora lip cream, and it's an orangey colour. Or I've been wearing this a lot actually. It's the Lime Crime Wicked, which I always get questions what this is. But I think today I'm going to go with the orange because I haven't used this in a tutorial before. So every time I use a bright lip colour, I always lip line because I just feel like it doesn't look finished, it doesn't look nice and defined if you do not use a lip liner. So I think if you use any strong bold colour, lip liner is always essential. And I'm going to use the MAC Water Blast lip liner. So I'm basically going to zoom you in first, and then just go around my natural lip line. That lined, I'm going to go ahead and just apply this over the top of it. As you can see, it's very opaque, that you only need the tiniest amount and it gives you a lot of colour. Colour is on. What I normally do to finish my makeup is take my powder brush and just give it a quick dab, because I always end up greasy by the time I finish doing my makeup. And then taking a highlighter, this is the one that I always use. It's the Etude House Face Brightening Designer Highlighter, and I've actually hit pan on it, and I don't normally hit pan on highlighters. I've just been using this so much because it looks so natural and it's really subtle. I'm going to apply that underneath my eyebrows. Along the bridge of my nose and the forehead, just a little bit on the forehead because I'm quite an oily person, so I don't want too much shine going on here. Just enough to highlight above the cupid's bow, chin, and basically right on top of that contour where I contoured. Blush wise, I'm not going to apply any blush. I feel like my contouring and my bronzer is enough. If I don't think it's enough, sometimes I just go in with this brush and just apply a little bit more colour like around the face. But when I do like a bright strong lip, I tend to forget the blusher. So this is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I did a good job at explaining my makeup routine, my spring makeup routine. I quite like it because it's not heavy on the eyes. It's basically a strong eyeliner and some eyelashes. It's not like heavy colour or heavy contouring or anything like that. And the bottom is quite clean and quite finished. I just think the bright lip really pulls it all together and makes it look finished. Obviously, if you don't want to do a bright lip, you can do a nude lip, dark vampy lip,